Declaration, if you could talk about that again.
Yeah, first of all, I'm honored to be in Lambertville. This is a town that I've spent a lot of time in over the years, usually happy occasions. And today it's for different reasons, obviously. The spirit of community in this town is extraordinary. I want to thank Mayor Julia Fall, the Council President, Susan Soloway, who's the Commissioner Director for Hunterdon County, and her colleagues, Congressman Tom Malinowski, Assemblyman Anthony Morelli, Assemblywoman Charlena Reynolds Jackson, among others. First Lady is with me as well. This is one of the great communities in the state, not just the country. I didn't remember. This is overwhelming. It will get back in its feet. It will stay with it until it does. It won't be overnight, unfortunately. There's a lot of damage here. So just a plus or minus midnight last night, Dan Kelly from my office is with us. The President accepted our request for a major disaster declaration in 6 New Jersey counties, including right here in Hunterdon County. So Dan will correct me if I don't get it right. It's Gloucester, Hunterdon, Middlesex, Passaic, Bergen, and Somerset. Thank you. And so that's a huge step. Now what that means in layman's terms is the emergency declaration, which we already had. That was important for equipment. It was important for reimbursing state, county, and local authorities for money that they spent on this awful tragedy. The major disaster declaration means individuals are now eligible for money in those counties. Now, before you ask it, there were 15 other counties in New Jersey, and we're in there fighting on behalf of any of those other counties that were impacted. This is what I'd like folks to think of this as a work in progress. So this is the first 6, the most obvious 6, but not necessarily the last 6. And so we're going to stay in there fighting to get other counties added to that list. The President is visiting tomorrow. This is obviously a topic of conversation that I will have with him. Importantly, if you're in the 6 counties that received that major disaster declaration, the website to go to is disasterassistance.gov. That's where you go to toll up your expenses and the damage that you've incurred. If you're in the other 15 counties, this is not my idea, this is just the way it works for FEMA. You go to nj.gov/IDA, nj.gov/IDA, and input your damages, receipts, etc. into that website. And Dan will correct me if I'm wrong. If other counties become eligible, and we are hopeful that they will, your information will be automatically shifted from nj.gov/IDA over to disasterassistance.gov. Or Dan or I will do it by hand. But we don't want to make people input that stuff twice if at all possible. Last point I want to make is, sadly, the toll of loss of life remains where it was yesterday, 27 losses of life, including, Susan reminded me, 6 here, pardon my back, ladies, 6 here in Hunterdon County, and 4 missing. So God rest the souls of those we lost. Keep their families in your prayers, and also that we may have a miracle and find one of the 4 missing.
Any else for Lambertville?
No one at Lambertville. In fact, Julia told us that we're barely any casualties of any kind.
Outside of a couple of cats, I think we did okay, but that's only because of the county first responders and our homegrown first responders. They did an incredible job mobilizing water rescues immediately when the flash flooding. We realized the flash flooding was going to be so severe.
And Susan was given the state, Colonel Callahan, credit for Task Force 1 that came in with a bunch of boats, and that combination of effort saved lives.
The young homeowner you met, Nick, when you first got here, and his house is off the foundation.
Yes.
I know you said you don't know when you can get money, but obviously they're in a pretty tough spot.
Yeah, but
right
sooner
now.
than later, right? So the fact that this declaration has been declared is a big deal, and that includes not just eligibility, but God willing speed. Anybody else, real quick?
What can be done long term to improve infrastructure, so stuff like this doesn't?
Yeah, I mean that's the big riddle here. It's not just getting people back on their feet, and then it's thanks to leadership by guys like Tom Malinowski in Congress to get climate resiliency infrastructure mandated from the federal government, of which New Jersey would be a huge disproportionate beneficiary given our density and our location. But we can't keep seeing this this movie again. I just spoke to a guy for his 4th time. He loves this place. He's going to rebuild. He's going to stay here. But we owe it to people like that to have better, stronger climate infrastructure, and that's what we're all going to try to do.
Governor?
That's in the infrastructure bill, which is going to pass at the end of September, more than $50 billion for climate resiliency infrastructure, for flood control, for stormwater management. Exactly the stuff we're going to need to prevent this from happening again. And don't forget, this could get worse if we don't also do something about climate change.
I also believe that we have been protecting lands and with open space and farmland, because the more we are forced to build with housing, our hands are tied. The impervious surface, the water has nowhere to go. So we have to keep preserving property, which Hunterdon County is the #1 in the state with preserved land and open space. And we're going to try to do that.
I'm sure you're getting a pretty good reception from folks as you walk through here today. Happy to see you. But this is Jersey, and not everybody appreciates everything all the time. Are you getting any pushback? People saying, "Why didn't you keep the floodwaters away?" Or
People, I don't blame people who have that reaction for 1 second. How could you begrudge them? And today, most everybody's been extraordinarily gracious, but there are some folks out there that I've met that are mad as heck and can't take it anymore, and I don't blame them. And that gets back to the question that you asked. We can't keep seeing the same movie. We not only have to get people back on their feet, which we will do, and it won't be overnight, but we'll stay with them the whole way. But we've got to do the stuff that we know we need to do, that makes us more resilient and increases our chances that this stuff doesn't continue to happen. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Susan, thank you.